play. Out.
Yeah, and that's one thing for both of these players. They're used to serving big, getting some free points. So both of these players will be trying to get as many returns back in the court as they can. I was able to speak with his physio, Wolfgang Oswald, earlier today and asking about Taylor Fritz and how he's feeling. And he said that he's feeling great, even though he's played a lot of weeks straight. They stayed in Cincinnati after he lost in the round of 16 just to keep getting used to the heat.
40 love.
Obviously coming here to New York, this has been great conditions for the players so far, but every now and then they can get hot and humid, so they wanted to get some extra heat training in Cincinnati leading into this tournament.
Some opening game from Taylor Fritz. 4 first serves that he's found. Completely different matchup today for Lloyd Harris compared to his first round match against Sebastian Baez, who is one of the weaker servers, you would say, on the tour. Came through that one comfortably enough. 6-3, 7-5, 6-4.
Yeah, and a matchup like that against Sebastian Baez is the kind of round that you want to get through. Somebody who's going to make a lot of balls, so you're going to start to feel comfortable from the baseline. So coming into this matchup against Taylor Fritz, I'm sure Lloyd feels very comfortable from the back. It's going to be a little bit more firepower from the racket of Fritz, though.
Great depth on that return.
Yeah, when speaking with Michael Russell earlier today, he said the main key is going to be reading Lloyd's serve. It's a very unique motion that Taylor needs to be explosive and react quickly on that split step. You see how low that toss is from Lloyd Harris. It's just so hard to read where he's going because he tosses it in the same spot, but it's so low that it gets on you quickly. So you got to adjust your split step accordingly.
As soon as he gets into the rally,
15,
he would certainly
13.
favour Taylor Fritz to come through the majority of those extended exchanges from the back. A little look at Lloyd Harris's team, working alongside Marcel de Coudray these days, former coach of Nikolai Davydenko. They joined forces in Birmingham earlier this year on the grass. Lives in Poland these days. Does Marcel, married a Polish girl, lives in Gdansk.
Yeah, both of these players throughout these rallies, you're seeing out there trying to dictate with their forehand. They're trying to get their opponent on the defense with that side. So that's going to be a key for Taylor Fritz and for Lloyd Harris, is trying to dictate with that forehand.
Good old South African rugby shirt as well in the box. That's important. Robbie Koenig would very much appreciate that.
Yeah, that'll bring a smile to Lloyd Harris's face every time he looks over at his box. That's a good return from Taylor Fritz. You saw how he moved forward on that second serve return, and after the first point of this game, he had a second serve return. He looked over at Michael Russell and made the motion of, I got to move forward on those second serves. He feels like he can dictate there.
Advantage, Harris.
Big serve to come through a pretty tough opening service game. Bit of encouragement early on for Taylor Fritz there.
Taylor Fritz also has a low toss as well, which makes it difficult for Lloyd to read it. Taylor's very good at just mixing up his toss. Even though it's low, he can move it around.
Let's first serve.
Oh, some angle off the forehand. What a strike.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz just spreading open the court with that forehand, being able to take it on the outside part of the ball here, outside the singles line.
He's in a beautiful rhythm early on serve here. Fritz still has not missed a first serve. 7 out of 7 that he's landed. He looks incredibly calm, says Michael Russell. It's a great return from Harris.
40-15.
Yeah, Harris seems to be looking for that tee serve on the ad side. Moved over to his right just a little bit to be able to get that one.
Yeah, looking pretty sharp early on here is Taylor Fritz. Another comfortable service hold for him, and he leads by 2 games to 1. Harris at 1-2.
Love 15.
Yeah, both of these guys are extremely comfortable going backhand to backhand cross court, but what they're trying to do is use that backhand down the line to then open up their forehand, because that's where they want to hit their biggest shots, is from that forehand wing. So it's a little bit of a test for both of them.
$15 all. $15-13.
So 15-30 again on the Harris serve. Has not won back-to-back matches at tour level this year, has Lloyd Harris. was a great move forward.
Yeah, it sure was. And Lloyd Harris is very, very comfortable at the net. I feel like that's when he's playing his best tennis, when he's looking to take these mid-court balls and come in. See how he gets low on that volley, keeps his feet moving forward. Yeah, Lloyd Harris has one doubles title to his name as well. Very comfortable up there at the net.
For serve.
Is it fair to say, Nick, that that's an area that Taylor Fritz can still improve his net game?
I would say so. I mean, obviously nitpicking a player 4 in the world, but you know, he plays so well from the back, Taylor Fritz. You see that forehand there, just easy power, great spacing around the ball. But again, anytime you can take advantage of that power and come forward, just love to see that aggressive move.
That's smart. Back in behind him.
Advantage Harris.
Plenty of encouragement on return early on here for Fritz. Has taken Harris to deuce in both of his service games. Huge amount of pressure for Harris today to keep that first serve percentage nice and high. Already a huge disparity of beautifully done. Yeah, huge disparity between points that he's winning behind his first serve and his second serve. He's done well to come through both of those service games so far. So 2 games all. Remember to download the US Open app to follow your favourite players, track scores, stats, watch match highlights, player news. You can watch live 3D views of all the singles matches as well. It's available on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store as well. Some serious hitting from Taylor Fritz. Again, it was yet another first serve landed and then just 3 or 4 almighty forehands in a row.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz, 9 of 10 first serves in. As you mentioned, he's only lost 1 point on serve, whether that's first or second, but massive firepower on that forehand wing. And that's one thing Michael Russell said about going into this matchup is they don't want to let Lloyd dictate play with his forehand from the ground. So that's why Taylor Fritz is playing so aggressive early on in these points so that Lloyd can't get on the upper hand. See Guy Fritz, father of Taylor Fritz.
Beautiful slice up the line into that forehand.
15-13.
Yeah, that's always a good play if you do have a slice, is being able to keep it low, even low and short down the line to make a player have to come up.
So he's had Harris at 15-30 in both of his service games. Now it's Fritz's turn. Blackboard not doing him too many favours there, Harris.
30 all.
Yeah, that's not a position Taylor Fritz will want to be in at 15-30, a second serve, because Lloyd Harris will look to be aggressive normally off of that return.
Fourteen, 13. Game.
Turn is just long. So this time it's Fritz's turn to hold from 15-30. And we stay on serve.
Fritz leads 3
Just
games
over a
to
quarter of
2
an hour
for set.
played. Fritz at 3-2.
Time.
Well, it was a great moment 12 months ago when Taylor Fritz did make the final here, the first American man to make the final of the US Open since 2006. When Andy Roddick did so, of course, America's still looking for their first champion here since 2003, when Andy Roddick beat Juan Carlos Ferrero that year. I know ranking-wise, Nick, suggests that Taylor Fritz is the favourite American to do so. Is he your favourite American man to potentially end that drought?
I mean, look, it's tough. You know, Ben Shelton, obviously, after winning in Toronto, you know, so many Americans playing well. Taylor Fritz making the final, or last year, Shelton winning in Toronto. I guess you can never count Francis Tiafoe out after making quarters and semis here the last couple of years. No matter how well or not well Francis has played over some weeks, he always brings it when he's in New York.
If I offered you Sinner or Alcaraz or the field, who would you take?
I'd have to be in the Sinner Alcaraz camp against the field.
It's a pretty safe bet.
Especially with that new Alcaraz haircut. I mean, geez.
Yeah, what did we think of that?
Yeah, the haircut's just making Alcaraz more aerodynamic. You know, it's just faster on the court. Not that he needed to be faster, but that's exactly what happened.
His brother got the blame, didn't he? Apparently it was his brother that messed it all up.
Got to blame somebody.
So again, Lloyd Harris at 15-30. 3 service games in a row now. He's knocked it wide, and this time Fritz gets to 15-40. 2 more break points. He's already had a look at 1.
15-14.
Yeah, and I thought that was smart from Lloyd Harris, just taking a little bit off of that first serve. It was 150 miles an hour. Didn't want to deal with the second serve return from Taylor Fritz. But Taylor Fritz, what a great job getting that pass low to the feet of Lloyd Harris. Made it super difficult on the volley.
$30-14.
Yeah, 2 good first serves that he lands.
Yeah, and this is where, you know, all these players study each other's game, and this is where analytics comes into play. looking at some numbers I have, Lloyd Harris goes 52% of the time down the tee on that ad side on big points, right? So as a returner, if you know that, maybe you move over one step to take it away from him. But what a great delivery.
He guessed the right way.
Advantage Harris. Game Harris.
That's twice down the tee on a big point.
Yeah.
But he's used that slider
3
to
games
great
on
effect.
percent.
So is that the sort of stuff that Michael Russell would have been looking at pre-match and telling?
Love 15.
And this is where you've got to reset your Taylor Fritz. He knows he had those 2 break points, wasn't able to get it done, but you got to reset here.
Under pressure here at love 30.
Love 13. That's 15-13.
Just in some news away from this match, and Jack Draper has unfortunately had to withdraw from the men's singles event with an injury. I can only assume it's the arm injury that he's been suffering with over the last few weeks. So that's hugely disappointing for Jack. So Zizou Bergs goes straight through to the 3rd round by virtue of that walkover.
Yeah, and that definitely just happened because I saw Zizou Bergs warming up about an hour ago for their match.
No, it's just wide.
15.
Yeah, that was a great change of pace there from Lloyd Harris with the slice. Both these players have been hitting big from the baseline, but when you can change it up with a slice, make Taylor have to bend down for that forehand, that's what drew the air.
I feel as though it's been Taylor Fritz the one asking the questions so far in this one, but he could very shortly find himself a break behind. Yeah, dealt with that backhand slice all right on that time, did Taylor Fritz. Big racket head acceleration.
30-14.
Yeah, and you feel it's a little blustery down there because sometimes when these slices, if they aren't penetrating through the court, they're sitting up, but then the wind is taking it away from Taylor Fritz and pushing it forward. That's why you see him have to kind of chase the ball there, but did a good job of getting on top of it.
Deuce. advantage, Harris.
Yeah, you feel like if you can get a flat hit on the ball, these courts are taking it. It's actually skidding through the court and it's getting on the opponent quickly. That's why Taylor wasn't able to catch up there.
And that one is long, and it is the big South African Lloyd Harris who makes the first move in this opening set. He's had to save a few break points himself, but he now leads by 4 games to 3. So Lloyd Harris leading with the break. Also got new balls here to try and help him through this next game.
One thing I've been impressed with Lloyd Harris so far is the change in pace that he's used. I mean, sometimes we hit a forehand that's a little bit heavier, then he'll go with the flat forehand. He's mixing in a backhand slice, just trying to keep Taylor Fritz off balance, make him change his footwork.
Full service game in a row that Lloyd Harris has lost the opening point on his serve.
All. Thirty, 15.
You feel like Lloyd Harris can get in these service rhythms sometimes where it doesn't take the full 25 seconds, just grabs a couple balls, and then as a returner, you're feeling rushed because he's going through his game so quickly.
6'4" is Lloyd, 1m93. Doesn't necessarily have the biggest serve in the world. I mean, the quickest he's hit today is 124, averaging 116 miles an hour.
Game, Harris.
It's a comfortable hold
Harris
to back up the break.
And yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, his average first serve speed over the course of this year has been 114 miles an hour, whereas the tour average is 119. So
yeah,
he's about 5 miles per hour lower than the average, but just spots it really well.
And the injuries he's had probably don't help him either. Obviously, the big back problem that he had last year. Brought out the left hand, did Lloyd Harris.
I mean, it's a left-handed backhand, right? He uses that so well on his backhand, the use of the left hand, but just made Taylor Fritz have to hit one more ball.
Have you seen that young kid that's all over social media that hits 2 forehands?
Oh yeah, I've been on the court with him at the USTA facility. Yeah.
15-all.
Yeah, the 2 forehands on both wings.
Yeah.
Nah, he's feisty. He's a really good player.
All.
Morgan, Taylor's girlfriend, next to her Lily, who is Mike Russell's wife. Pretty much travels with them all year round.
40-13. Game, Fritz.
So ace number 3 sees Taylor Fritz through the game.
5 games to 4.
And in a few moments' time, Lloyd Harris will serve for a 1-set lead here at 5-4. So one more hold required here for Lloyd Harris, serving with a 5-4 lead. For the first time in this set, he wins the opening point on his serve.
Yeah, and Taylor Fritz is just telling himself that the ball is actually flying from his direction. So he's hitting with the wind. So he needs to get a little bit more spin on the ball, RPMs, to bring it up and down. And so from Lloyd's perspective, he can actually hit out on the ball, Lloyd, because he's a bit against the wind. So if he is feeling a little nerves, he can actually let his arm go, and the ball will sit in for him.
Oh, goodness me, what a pickup that was from Lloyd Harris on the half volley there.
Yeah, he got so low on that first pickup. The passing shot was exactly what Taylor Fritz should have done. Get it low, give himself a second chance. And sure enough, Lloyd Harris just did a great job of following the ball and then into the open court.
Out.
Injection of pace in that final forehand, just rushing the ball onto Fritz.
15.
Yeah, once again, just a great change of pace. Had a little bit more height on the couple forehands before that, and then went flatter to gain himself a set point.
There it is, first set belongs to the qualifier, Lloyd
6
Harris.
games to 4.
And Taylor Fritz just in a spot of bother right now out here on Armstrong. South African takes it by 6 games to 4. So work to do here for the world number 4. Taylor Fritz has just dropped that first set by 6 games to 4.
15 love.
No panic here, though, from Fritz. He knows that he had a fair few Lloyd Harris service games there that he had a look at break points, just couldn't quite get over the line. Not going to take much to turn this one around.
Yeah, a little bit of ejection of pace there from Taylor Fritz. And you're right, Adam. I mean, he knows with his serve, he's in every match. And he's only lost 4 points on his first serve so far. So if he can keep firing first serves in the court, he's going to be just fine.
He needed to play that volley, but took no chances.
40 love.
Oh, that's a beauty from Fritz, almost completely around the net post there. What a backhand up the line. And a very encouraging opening service game for the American.
Yeah, look, I think for both players, you know, just not knowing how the wind was going to be, the conditions of the court, everything, you know, changes once you get out there. So it's just making those little minor adjustments when you're with the wind or against it, a little extra spin. Obviously, when you're with the wind, that's the discussion that Taylor Fritz was having with his coaching team from across the way.
How old was Taylor when you first met him, Nick?
You know what? I think he was 17. We played quite a few doubles tournaments together.
Was there always a sense of expectation that he was going to go on and achieve what he has done?
Yeah, there's always been that sense of expectation, but for him, he's always been so confident in himself, and he puts in the hard work. So when you put in the hard work, that's going to also help you believe.
Yeah.
But he's always had that belief in himself, and he feels like no matter who he's playing against, on any day, he can beat him.
Scoreboard is wrong here, by the way. It's love 15 off the back of that double fault.
Love 13.
As we know, Taylor Fritz is one of those guys that he gets right back on the practice court after a match. You almost have to peel him off the practice court. That's how much he loves tennis.
It's only 104 miles an hour, that first serve, but just perfectly placed right onto that sideline. That's nicely done. Something I'd like to see Lloyd Harris maybe implement a little bit more, that serve volley.
Yeah, I think that serve and volley is great, especially when you have a great returner like a Taylor Fritz. You want to keep him off balance by mixing that serve and volley in.
Completely wrong footing in there.
Yes, there's such great court positioning from Lloyd Harris. I mean, he did not leave that baseline that entire rally. Just so aggressive in his thought and mentality at that point.
Let's first serve. Let's second serve.
move from Taylor Fritz. She's been pretty successful when he's come forward today. He's won 5 of 6 points.
Deuce.
Yeah, Taylor's done a great job when he has hit that approach shot of moving forward quickly, not watching his approach shot. He's been moving forward so that it's an easier volley the closer he is to the net.
Advantage Harris.
That slice again from Harris, just drawing the error. Mixing up the spin and the rhythm. Dad looking a little animated as well. And again, great depth with that backhand slice, and again it just draws the error off the forehand from Taylor Fritz. More disappointment, more frustration from the American, unable to break from love 30 in that game.
Yeah, and you can tell that's part of the game plan, right? To use that backhand slice to just change it up. It's been working to great effect so far.
Quickly on Jack Draper, by the way, I've just seen him write something on social media, just said that he's having to withdraw from the US Open. I tried my very best to be here, give myself every chance to play, but the discomfort in my arm has become too much.
And that's where you wonder, interesting decision for Jack Draper to play in the mixed doubles, right? End up playing a couple matches and maybe could have used that time to let the arm heal, have a little practice, but definitely want the very best for Jack Draper moving forward.
Yeah, I hope that's nothing too serious, not going to affect him for the rest of the season. Good news for Zizou Bergs, though, straight through to round 3.
15 all.
It's an excellent serve, so short up that service box.
30-15.
We've seen some great defense from Lloyd Harris throughout the course of this match. He knows that firepower from Taylor Fritz can be definitely a lot, and he's been able to use that continental grip off the forehand as well to get some slices back in the court to ask the question.
Game, Fritz.
So Fritz comes through the game. He's just got to keep telling himself, if he continues to apply as much pressure as he has done on the Harris serve, surely sooner or later he is going to get his reward out here. But we're on serve. 2-1.
Love.
Oh, such a shame for Lloyd Harris. Almost this time last year, really, just come through qualifying at Wimbledon and had made the second round there. He pushed Ben Shelton all the way to a fifth set, lost 9-7 in a fifth set tiebreak there. 10-7, excuse me. And then he went over to the North American hard courts. He was gearing up for the US Open and the tournaments that lead into it. Went to Atlanta.
15 all.
And he was just doing a light mobility exercise. And all of a sudden he felt a sharp shooting pain that started in his back. He went all the way down to his feet, and almost instantaneously the South African's back completely seized up. He was unable to move. Actually had to spend 2 weeks in Atlanta just because he could not even get on a plane or anything and go elsewhere.
15-13.
Wasn't even able to do an MRI scan because he couldn't lie still enough on his back for 30 minutes whilst the MRI scan was being done. And in the end, he suffered a disc herniation in his back, which required surgery. Right on the line.
Yeah, and this is a tough player for Taylor Fritz to face. I mean, this is a player that got through qualifying, right? 3 rounds there. Then, as you mentioned, beat Sebastian Baez. And in that first round of qualifying, he beat Dan Evans, you know, a former top 50 player that's making his comeback up the rankings. That was 7-5 in the 3rd set. So 4 matches in, Lloyd Harris is filled with a lot of confidence.
Some fans in as well. Oh, well done, Lloyd Harris. Incredible defensive effort from Taylor Fritz.
I mean, that was absolutely incredible defense from Taylor Fritz when he was on the dead stretch, the forehand, the slice that he was able to get on it. But then Lloyd Harris just staying right on top of Taylor Fritz throughout that entire point, kept him on a string. The hot dog didn't work that time.
That's huge. Yeah, that previous point certainly just highlights how much the movement, the athleticism has improved in Taylor Fritz's game in the last few years.
Yeah, it's something he works on day in and day out with Wolfgang Oswald, his physio, his hip mobility. So we see him being able to stretch out, have great dexterity.
Just such good hands again from Harris. That was not easy.
Yeah, but on that pickup there, I mean, he just stays so low. You know, you talk about how tall he is, being 6'4", but gets his body down, keeps his eye on the ball there. Didn't look up too quickly. Great hand-eye coordination.
Well, he keeps on escaping out of these games. Lloyd Harris.
2 games all, 2nd set.
Taylor Fritz will be thinking to himself, how on earth have I not broken this guy's serve yet? I feel like he's been involved in almost every single Harris service game.
Yeah, tennis is a funny game. I mean, at this moment,
15
both players have won the
love.
same amount of points, 46, right? And it's just those 1 or 2 points where Lloyd Harris was able to change up the slice, change up the speed of the ball that affected Taylor Fritz and helped him get that first set.
Good movement again from Fritz. I can understand the play from Lloyd Harris, trying to drag Taylor Fritz into areas of the court that he doesn't necessarily want to be in.
13 love.
Yeah, and he didn't have a lot of space around the forehand, Lloyd Harris. He kind of got jammed, so that's why the only play was to go for the drop shot. So I'm mentioning that ball has been moving out there with a little blustery condition.
Love.
Ace number 7. Perfect behind his first serve in this second set, 8 out of 8. Make that 9 out of 9 as Fritz very quickly heads to his chair
Fritz leads 3 games
and
to 2.
continues to
second
lead
sets.
in this second set by 3 games to 2. So nearly 10 minutes since the last point was played. It's Harris at 2-3.
15 love.
That did not look particularly encouraging.
Yeah, those 2 points, I mean, he
15
did win
all.
that first point, but even that serve, that first serve there, 114 miles an hour, didn't look like he really could get up to it with his legs. And, you know, he was talking about the neck, the back of the neck, and how tight that might be. See if it can loosen up here.
Oh, he's just missed it.
Well, and even that approach shot, right? He hit the forehand approach shot inside out, but didn't really make a quick move to the net, right? It was almost kind of, let me make it and just see what happens. I don't want to jolt the body too much right now.
It's like he's just struggling to move his neck.
Yeah, and if you're Taylor Fritz right now, I mean, you're just thinking, okay, I need to outwork this guy. I need to run down every single ball, make him play as many as I can right now, because you're exactly right, Adam. He's just not moving his neck at the moment.
Oh, it's a much better point. Much more dynamic.
Yeah, and I think that is a good play, right? If you are feeling your low back or anything with your body, just shorten up the point. Try to get in, make Taylor Fritz have to come up with a passing shot. Because I don't think he would normally come in on that ball. He was standing on the baseline when he decided to move forward. But a great volley there.
Game
Okay, it does come through the game.
New balls, please. Ball change.
Hopefully that neck will just loosen
3
off.
games all second
Just heard
sets.
that it's new balls, so he's just going to change his racket. And certainly by the end of that game, it was looking a little more encouraging than the first couple of points there. A man with 3 top 10 wins to his name across his career. Lloyd Harris mentioned that win that he had over Rafa at Washington back in 2021, the same year that a few weeks later he went on to reach the quarterfinals here in New York. Rafa was the world #3 at the time. He's also beaten Dominic Thiem in Dubai, and most recently Denis Shapovalov right here at the US Open. That was in 2021.
Love.
Yeah, and that's the game plan you should have if you're Taylor Fritz and your opponent maybe doesn't feel quite as healthy. Just keep them on a string, keep them moving side to side, see what Lloyd might have in the legs here.
Love. $40-15.
Serving from Fritz, still only lost 3 points on serve in this second set. And he stays ahead, 4-3. Lloyd Harris currently under a little bit of an injury cloud. That's well done from Fritz, just stood his ground and Harris went right back at him.
Yeah, it was a great job by Taylor Fritz to read the body and racket of Lloyd Harris. Just recognizing that, hey, he's going to come back inside out. I'm going to hold my ground, see if I can get another chance here.
Feels as though he's nearly started almost every single service game today, Lloyd Harris, at love 15.
And you just can see in those 2 points there, just Lloyd not as dynamic, right, with his footwork. And with getting down to the ball, as we saw in the first point, didn't really get down to the volley. That forehand didn't get his legs down as well.
Service speeds are still up there. That was 126 miles an hour. I know he missed it, but yeah, he is not looking himself right now, and I think Taylor Fritz recognizing that.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz just picking up his intensity right here this game, recognizing the moment.
So more break points. Still has not broken the Lloyd Harris serve today.
$15-14. $30-14.
40 back to deuce. There's now 6 break points that Fritz has had a look at in this match. But it looked wide, and Fritz thought it was wide as well, but it has clearly caught the very outside edge of the line.
Wow, well, from 15-40 until now, these last few points, Lloyd Harris has picked up his level, picked up his intensity. Doesn't want to go down to 5-3 and having Taylor Fritz trying to serve it out. Yeah, and that was the serve right there that Michael Russell was talking about. Take away the T serve, make him go wide. And if he goes wide, it's more of a slice serve. So it's going to come back into the backhand. So Taylor Fritz was able to get on that one, get it low.
Did well to generate the pace there.
Advantage Harris.
This looks like a different player to the one that started this game, Lloyd Harris. The first 2 or 3 points, again, you were a little concerned for him, but looks absolutely fine now.
Game Harris.
And I don't know how he keeps doing it, but he extricates himself from another incredibly tough service game. Love 40 down he was there, and saves the 3 break points to level things up at 4 games all.
Yeah, you know what? We can't talk enough about the 4 matches he's already played. I mean, 3 in qualies and then beating Sebastian Baez in the first round. I mean, that's four matches he's already played on these U.S. Open courts. Gives you a lot of confidence in those key moments to feel like, oh, it's love 40 or 15-40. I can come back and get the game.
Love.
Great point from Lloyd Harris. Thought at one stage that he got himself into a little bit of a muddle there. Almost had to hit a pretty extravagant forehand slice.
Well, it seems like those anti-inflammatories have started to kick in for the South African. Great to see if you're in the Harris camp.
Looks dialed in again here. Does Harris. Oh, back edge of the baseline.
Harris can't even believe it. Thought he was in a good position after that return, and great depth from Taylor.
Let's first serve.
So Fritz comes through and is one game away from levelling this match up at 1 set apiece. Pressure on Lloyd Harris now, serving at 4-5. Somehow was able to hold serve in his last game from love 40 down. Taylor Fritz still unable to break the South African serve in the hour and a half that we've been playing so far.
Love 15.
Oh, well, he stopped. Harris, he didn't think that was coming over. Wiped its feet on the way through.
13.
Yeah, well, Taylor Fritz did a better job of covering that tee serve on the ad side so he could get on top of that return. Great depth on it that led to the short ball to be able to use the drop shot. A little luck never hurts.
So here he comes again. Love 30.
Wow, that was incredible court positioning there from Lloyd Harris. You could feel the intensity with his footwork. So trying to get closer to that baseline to rush Taylor Fritz. He was able to do that off of his forehand wing. Impressive footwork.
Disappointed there, the last 2 points. That backhand is normally rock solid from Fritz.
Yeah, I mean, that's a backhand he can hit in his sleep normally with that cross court, but Lloyd Harris has been able to just hang with him in the cross court backhand rallies, and maybe that's affecting Taylor Fritz, saying, oh, trying to go, now I need to go for a little bit more.
Deuce.
To play 20 more points on serve today, Lloyd Harris, just to highlight how much harder he's having to work to get himself through his service games.
Harris.
Yeah, once again, that change of pace affecting Taylor Fritz. But we mentioned that Michael Russell had said earlier today that that was going to be one of the things they were going to need to focus on, is Taylor being more explosive on his split step on the return of serve, right? Because of this unique serve that he's had. So Taylor Fritz is getting the ball back in play, but Lloyd Harris has been up to the task.
Pretty big with that second serve, trying to get out of the game, 113 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the biggest second serves we've seen him hit today.
Advantage, Harris.
I don't know how he keeps doing this, Lloyd Harris, but another hold where he was significantly behind in the scoreline in that game. Love 30 down on that occasion.
Those pressure moments, he's just been dialing in the footwork better. You know, I felt like the intensity picks up almost for him when he's down love 30 or 15-40. He seizes the moment even more.
Love.
Good news for whoever wins this match is that it looks as though they might be taking on a very fatigued and tired Brandon Nakashima in the next round, who required 5 sets in his first round against Jesper de Jong. Long. It's a good solid point from Fritz. Yeah, and he's gone 5 sets again today as Nakashima. He's a break up in the 5th against the big serving Swiss, Jerome Kim. So both his matches here in New York this year, Nakashima, have gone nearly 4 hours. He's just been under no pressure whatsoever on serve in this set. Taylor Fritz only lost 1 point behind his first serve. And Fritz comes through, so for the second time, Lloyd Harris is going to have to step to the line and hold serve to stay in this second set.
Fritz leads 6 games
5-6. He's held both, trying to take us to a second set tiebreak here. 3 minutes shy of the hour.
Love 15.
It's really well caught.
I mean, that was one of the higher shanks I think I've ever seen, but well caught.
And he had balls already in his hands.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you know, we saw the stat there where it's been taking Lloyd Harris almost more than 2 minutes longer than Taylor Fritz to hold serve, but what a catch. And he had 3 balls in his hand already. Oh, what a slide into that shot. As cool as the other side of the pillow there, Taylor Fritz.
15.
That cross-court approach is always difficult because it leaves the whole line open here. And Lloyd Harris didn't follow the ball there. He went straight to the middle of the court. That left open the down the line.
That one again.
Yeah, I mean, he was right on it. Just telling himself to get a little bit more wrist snap through that ball, be faster with the hands at contact. See how he came up on that forehand. Just needed to be faster with the hands. Second ace of this set from Lloyd Harris, 5 total.
Fritz will just be thinking the pressure surely has to tell at some point. Okay, will it be lucky number 7 for Taylor Fritz? It's really well saved.
Yeah, that's called taking matters into your own hands there from Lloyd Harris. Trusting himself on that out wide serve, getting in quick behind it on the volley.
Advantage, Fritz.
Oh, and that serve again out wide.
Yeah, and that's been the one that they've been wanting to give him, is that wide serve, because he's been going more tee in bigger moments, stretching Fritz to the forehand, but that time found the wide one.
first call, the point was his.
Wow, what a read from Lloyd Harris there. And it was almost a swinging two-hand backhand volley from Lloyd Harris. See here, he knew that volley just wasn't good enough, so he tried to get as close as he could to the net and read it so well.
Didn't like that ball. That's been given to Alison Hughes, chair umpire. Gone just a little bit flat. And this time he sends it up the tee. What a hold again from Lloyd Harris. Saves 2 set points, and on we go. A second set tiebreak required. So easy in this situation for Taylor Fritz to start getting a little down on himself, frustrated. He's got to stay calm. He's creating so many chances. He's got to tell himself sooner or later, surely he's going to take one.
1-0
Perfect start to the tiebreak.
Yeah, if there's anyone who turns the page well, it's Taylor Fritz. He's able to just move on quickly, as we saw there with that ace. Gives him 5 for this set, 8 for the match so far. That is a 5th double fault, all 5 coming in this set. It's a very good tiebreak record this year, though, does the South African. He's won 10 of his 14 tiebreaks in 2025. He has a losing record in tie breaks. He's won 116, lost 19.
Fritz.
Just about got it wide enough.
Yeah, and we're seeing Lloyd Harris use that serve and volley when he's been down and under pressure, but Taylor Fritz read that one. I felt like Lloyd Harris had that backhand volley. It was only one more step and he was there. He's made some of the more difficult volleys so far.
He's got a pretty big wingspan, does the 6'4" South African. So it's Fritz with a little bit of a cushion as they swap sides for the first time. This would be the ultimate smash and grab if Lloyd Harris could come through this second set. Feel as though Fritz has just been under zero pressure at the course of the last 69 minutes. another double, second double in this tie-break.
Yeah, these have been some of the biggest second serves that we've seen Lloyd Harris hit. Really feeling that pressure from Taylor Fritz on the second serve return. Lloyd Harris only winning 39% of his second serve points. That's why he's going for that bigger second.
Not just long, so gives one of those mini breaks back.
5-3 Fritz.
Oh, what a serve. Incredible angle that Fritz has been able to find there. Only 108 miles an hour, but just swinging away from Lloyd Harris. And he has already had 2 set points. He has 3 more coming up. Well, hard to argue that that isn't deserved for Taylor Fritz, the man who had all the chances in that second set, and he levels things up here on Armstrong. Oh, he did well.
Love 15.
Yeah, you kind of had a feeling there, you know, at some point, that pressure from Taylor Fritz on the return was going to get to Lloyd Harris. And Taylor Fritz 0 of 8 break points, but just being able to get the key moments in the tiebreaker.
This is now the 9th service game for Lloyd Harris that he has found himself at love 15. Oh, what an effort that was from Taylor Fritz.
I mean, incredible defense from Taylor Fritz just to stay in that rally. And ultimately, Lloyd Harris taking advantage of the short ball that he was able to get here. But Taylor Fritz just so quick behind the baseline. Nice little 2-shot pass turned into 1. I feel like that slider serve on the deuce has been his key as well. A lot of slider serves from Lloyd Harris throughout the course of this match.
Great point from Fritz. Gets to juice again.
Hey, I feel like this crowd is just ready to keep getting behind Taylor Fritz. I've been able to see Bob Bryan. He's actually behind Lloyd Harris, Davis Cup captain for the Americans. Trying to get behind T. Fritz as well.
Advantage Harris.
We saw in that set 2 summary just how much harder and longer Lloyd Harris's service games were. Nearly 2 or 3 minutes on average longer than Taylor Fritz's in the second set. There it is in the match.
Had nearly a minute and a half longer.
He's hit 103 serves today, Lloyd Harris. Taylor Fritz has only hit 64. That'll wear you down after some time. 2 hours on the clock now.
Yeah, it becomes that mental fatigue of what do I have to do to win a game, right? And that's why we saw the 2 double faults in the tiebreaker, him trying to go bigger on the second than maybe he wanted to. Taylor Fritz has done a great job of just getting a lot of returns back in court and asking the question.
So here is a 9th break point in this match. And finally, Taylor Fritz is able to take one. Exactly the start to this third set that he was after. And now he can hopefully just freewheel out in front. He's absolutely cruising through his service games in that second set. So he'll be reasonably hopeful that maybe
round of 16 to Ottman, how he stayed in Cincinnati to keep training, to get used to the heat and humidity for moments like this, when you have over a 2-hour match, just to grind through it physically and mentally.
They're still going, by the way, in that match between Nakashima and Kim. Jerome Kim leading 6-5 now in that 5th set. So Nakashima just about to serve to take them to a 10-point tiebreak. It'd be the second 10-point tiebreak in a row for Nakashima.
40 love.
Could be one of the biggest forehands we see all fortnight.
Yeah, he said, you know what, I'm down love 40. I might as well just go for an outright laser. Boy, did he put this one on a dime.
Such a smart pass from Taylor Fritz. Didn't try and overhit that backhand, but just got it dipping, found the width, and a very simple hold to love.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz can hit that short backhand pass cross court in his sleep. When we played doubles, he was always on that ad side, and he's like, look, I'm never going to miss my return cross court off the backhand, nor will I miss a passing shot short angle off the backhand. So that is easy money for T. Fritz.
30, love. Love.
Too many games like this. Lloyd Harris, stress-free.
Forty, 15. Harris.
So important he comes to the game and stays just that one breakdown here, Lloyd Harris, but it's Fritz in control early stages of the third, leading 2-1. At 2-1.
Love 15.
Man, it's tough if your right hamstring doesn't feel great. You know, for as big as Taylor Fritz is hitting the ball, he's not just massaging the ball around the court. He's making you run like crazy.
Yeah, lunging across to that right-hand side, probably not ideal right now for Lloyd Harris.
Yeah, I feel like that would be the toughest shot for him to hit if he's moving to his right, having to hit that open stance forehand. That's a lot of the right hamstring, right? On the backhand, he can get away with going open stance, using the left leg to push off a little bit more. That's not going to feel good there. Yeah, so that's exactly right. If I'm Taylor Fritz, I'm thinking, okay, how do I open him up to the forehand side? So it's going into the backhand, pushing him there, then running him to the forehand so he has to stretch out that right hamstring.
Let's the serve. Wait, please.
Must have caught the very back edge of the baseline with the forehand there, Harris. Still showing pretty positive body language down there. Big fist pump after he won that point.
No advantage, Fritz.
Yeah, that's the way to stave off any pressure. Just going with the big one down the tee. Taylor Fritz averaging 117 miles an hour on his first serve. That one 125.
Deuce.
And once again, I feel like that's the side of the court where most of his balls have gone long because of the wind going with him from that direction. So he keeps doing that with his wrist to say, okay, give it a little bit more whip on the forehand, more RPM to get that ball up and down.
Advantage Fritz.
It's almost like sometimes when you're with the wind, you got to think about getting so much RPM that it's almost bouncing at the service line or just behind the service line, because the wind's going to carry it, right? It's going to carry it deep for you.
Deuce.
This is good from Harris, showing some solid fight right now. Suffering with a number of different problems out here, but still moving okay.
Advantage Harris.
I see Lloyd Harris just still holding that hamstring, but that's one thing that Michael Russell had said going into this matchup. They don't want to let Lloyd dictate with that forehand, as it was able to do in that point. Can't let him get set up on that wing, or he's going to hurt you.
Okay, so Fritz does come through.
Deuce.
Lloyd Harris not looking in a great place right now physically. But actually, when the point's being played, he looks okay. He's not kind of limping around the place. But
yeah, and I think that's just the adrenaline of once the ball's in play, you know you have to run, or else you're going to lose the point anyway. But then it gets him at the very end.
Advantage Harris.
Another uncharacteristic error off that backhand wing from Taylor Fritz. He's so annoyed here. Just wants to keep that pedal down. Doesn't want to give Harris even a glimmer of hope of getting back into this set. That's a really good bounce smash from Taylor Fritz. It was some defensive effort from Lloyd Harris, mind you.
Deuce.
That just shows what great athletes these guys are. I mean, Lloyd Harris, even with the somewhat hamstring injury that he might be dealing with, is all over the court, making Taylor Fritz hit one more ball. And that was the right overhead to go for. Had he gone down the line, there wasn't a lot of space to hit it into, so he went for a slice and brought it down.
Advantage Fritz.
Taylor Fritz can breathe a large sigh of relief coming through the game. Disappointment for Lloyd Harris, working so hard and not getting any reward for that. So it's Fritz who leads 3-1.
That's how you want to play. Try to keep Lloyd Harris on that string. Test out the hamstring every single point. Lloyd's done a great job of defending, but will he be able to keep it up?
All. 15-13.
Yeah, he's struggling here, isn't he?
Yeah, and that's the key here. You know, you wonder if you're going to start to see Lloyd Harris try to pull the trigger early on in rallies or get to the net. Anything to shorten up the points. But on this volley, just not able to get down to it.
Well, that should absolutely be that for this third set. So the physio is going to come back on and try and treat the problem here for Lloyd Harris, but he's looking more and more deflated out here right now. Fritz with a 4-1 lead.
Get a short ball that he can come in on. Anything to shorten the points, I think, would be in his best interest. And Taylor Fritz is definitely just going to try to spread the court on Lloyd at this point. Wide serves, move him side to side, up and back.
sort of service game that
Fritz
Taylor
leads
Fritz was
5
after.
against 1 third set.
As we thought, not a huge amount of investment in that return game from Lloyd Harris. Don't worry about him, said Michael Russell, which is easier said than done sometimes. Focusing on what is going on down the other end of the court.
Yeah, I think the message also is just staying loose, right? Just the looser Taylor Fritz is, you know, we saw him pretty uptight, I felt like, after that first set. Unreal backhand volley from Lloyd Harris. It was spinning back into the net. But Taylor Fritz was so quick with his first step to get up to this one. All he had to do was put it in the court. Lloyd was nowhere to be found.
It's well done from Lloyd Harris. Probably not the sort of point that he wants to be playing.
15.
Lloyd just said, I need a miracle, and his coach said, well, I'll start praying for you.
A little banter back and forth. Also, these 3 out of 5 set matches, they're just such long matches. You never know, you know, if your body's going to start to feel better all of a sudden, because you stretch it out, you keep hydrating.
Game pass.
Well, he does come through the game. He's still fist pumping. Still a little bit of belief there. Fritz will serve for a 2-1 lead at 5-2. So it's all looking a lot better for the number 4 seed, Taylor Fritz here, who, remember, trailed by a set to love. Since then, unfortunately for Lloyd Harris, the body is continuing to break down. Various problems that he's suffering with, most recently a hamstring issue on his right leg. And after 2.5 hours, Taylor Fritz is serving for this third set, 5-2.
15 love.
What a backhand. That is a thing of beauty from Lloyd Harris.
Yeah, I guess Lloyd Harris at the moment is going to see how hard he can hit the ball and keep the ball going in the court right now, because he is swinging for the fence and it is going in. Taking any opportunity he can to go for a winner this game.
15th
14,
forehand winner
15.
gives Taylor Fritz 2 set points. Taylor Fritz back in control of this match, and right now, unless the body magically heals, it's pretty difficult to make a case for Lloyd Harris to turn this one around. It is Fritz who leads by 2 sets to 1. It's Brandon Nakashima 10 points to 8 there, so it will be the big serving Swiss up next for the winner of this one. Well, he broke in the first game of the 3rd set. He will be looking to do exactly the same here in the 4th.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz is going to give all the intensity that he can in this game to try to get that early break. The pressure is already on Lloyd Harris, but wants to keep it really on Lloyd Harris here in this first game.
It's great depth with that backhand right off the baseline.
Yeah, one thing I'm going to keep an eye on for Taylor Fritz is on the forehand, just keeping the body a little bit more quiet when he's hitting that shot. That's one thing Michael Russell was telling him, just to not swing out of it, keep that body quiet and towards the target.
Fifteen, 13.
Such a smart lob from Fritz, just putting it high up over the backhand side of Lloyd Harris. So much
14.
more difficult to play that high backhand smash.
Yeah, especially if you know that Lloyd Harris's neck has been one of the issues throughout this match. Just having to reach up there on that backhand side. Difficult to find a winner from there.
So 2 break points.
13, 14.
Oh, and what a return from Fritz. Sensed an opportunity there behind the second serve and made sure that he took it. And just what he would have dreamt up during the sit down. After that 3rd set finished, he breaks in the opening game of set 4.
Yeah, and he's really been taking advantage of those second serve returns. I mean, Lloyd Harris only winning 41% when he's had to hit the second serve. You see how early Taylor Fritz is taking that inside the court. Such a short backswing on the backhand.
Absolutely magnificent from Lloyd Harris.
Well, as coach did say, we're going to pray for you when Lloyd Harris says, I need a miracle. And this right here was a miracle. Almost, it was about to bounce twice, and he found the outside part of the ball. Incredible.
Rock solid.
Love 13.
That's beautifully done.
Yeah, it was. That was a great approach shot. I actually thought he was going to get a little bit closer to the net. He hit it and kind of stopped at Taylor Fritz. Made the volley a little bit more difficult than it needed to be. As you can see, barely inside the service line, but great soft hands.
Just wide. Did not miss by much.
30 all.
Yeah, we've seen him hit a couple of those forehand winners down the line. He's got 6 forehand winners so far in that match, but he's been able to lace a couple of those down the line. Just missed that one.
Long, but he's looking a little happier just to trade out there now, Lloyd Harris.
Juice. Goodness me. A couple of incredible volleys in this game from Fritz.
That was almost the exact same drop volley off the backhand that he hit a few points ago. One of them was a forehand inside in when he came in to hit that backhand drop volley. This time forehand inside out from the same spot. Look at that underspin that he put on the volley to get the control.
Deuce.
I don't think he's that fresh, eh? You can stay with him here, give yourself a chance. I think it's moved it. Tomorrow we worry about that. Come on.
Good advice from his coach. Tomorrow we worry about the hamstring, not right now. Right now you focus on playing tennis.
I don't think Fritz is that fresh.
Way to keep it light from the coach.
Yeah, loads of experience. As Marcel mentioned, he spent a lot of time with Nikolai Davydenko.
Yeah, and that's your job as a coach, right? Even though your charge is down 2-1 and a break, is to keep it light, to make sure he's having fun and enjoying it and not thinking about the hamstring. So as you mentioned, the loads of experience that he has. Smart coaching.
So good from Lloyd Harris. And I didn't see that coming after Taylor Fritz broke in the opening game. Lloyd Harris is able to break straight back.
Yeah, and we mentioned now the coaching's just been light for Lloyd Harris, which has been great because actually the pressure is on Taylor Fritz, right? You're up a break, 2-1. You feel like your opponent maybe doesn't feel 100%, so you're thinking, okay, he might not even finish the match. And you think you already have it won. And then now all of a sudden, here comes Lloyd starting to feel better. So the pressure's really been on Taylor Fritz, and now Lloyd should just let it fly.
Wow, the return. Back at him so quickly.
Love 13.
Right here, come on. Let's go. Two. Be good energy. Stop. Come on.
Oh. 15-13.
Oh, it's too good from Taylor Fritz. Lloyd Harris trying to apply the pressure, trying to move forward, but Fritz just executed that backhand up the line pass absolutely beautifully.
Yeah, and it's tricky because a lot of players know he likes the short angle cross court, so you're kind of looking for that one, but then when he beats you down the line, you're like, wait a second, he can do everything.
So 2 chances to go back a break in front here. So 3 breaks to start us off in this fourth set. No panic at all from Taylor Fritz after being broken back in that previous game. Back to business. And he leads by 2 games to 1.
Love 15.
Lloyd Harris still looking to use that slice if he needs to, especially on that backhand wing because the movement maybe is a little bit hampered with the hamstring. So trying to use that slice just to stay in the rally.
What a running forehand from Taylor Fritz. So much pace he was able to inject in that.
30-15.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let Lloyd Harris get back into this set as Lloyd was able to break back early on. Wants to stay on top of him right here.
Just long.
40-15.
Got up to that ball nice and quickly. Taylor Fritz, so comes through the game.
Fritz leads 3 games to 1, fourth set.
He looked a lot fresher and has moved a lot better than I was expecting in this fourth set. Lloyd Harris, maybe what Taylor Fritz was expecting as well.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, when you have so many different things going on in the body, you don't know which one to focus on. Is it my neck? Is it my neck, my back? What's going on? So he's just trying to figure a way to extend these rallies as long as he can, Lloyd Harris.
Let's first serve.
But it almost makes it easier for him, right? He knows that actually he doesn't want to stay in long points, so he's going to go a little bit bigger, try to get in, so the game plan becomes a lot easier for him.
Love 15.
This is now the 12th service game in this match that he has lost the opening point on serve.
Love 13. Fifteen, 13.
He needs lots of first serves here. Does Lloyd Harris? He has not won a point behind his second serve in this set so far. He's 0 for 8. And a good one there.
Yeah, Taylor Fritz has done a great job of just closing the gaps, making the winners come few and far in between in this set. Only 2 winners from Lloyd, one off the forehand, one off the backhand in this set so far.
$40-13.
It was a big chance to have a look at going a double break in front. Some good stuff from Harris. Hanging around. He's already shown that he can break the Taylor Fritz serve in this set. And make sure that he stays just the single break down. 3-2. So just got to keep taking care of business here. Taylor Fritz, he's closing in on a place in the third round.
$15, love.
'22, the last time Taylor Fritz didn't make at least the third round stage. 2023 made the quarterfinals, and of course last year made it all the way through to the final.
Let's second serve.
Yeah, backhand of his has been a little hit and miss today. Only such a solid part of the Americans' game, but just a few too many uncharacteristic errors off that wing. Sharpen that up going forward.
Yeah, you mentioned the backhand, but also the forehand is something that, you know, he doesn't feel as comfortable with right now. And That's something Michael Russell has been telling him while he's coaching on the side, of just trying to keep the body a little bit more quiet as he's making contact with the ball.
Yeah, it's very good from Harris. He's been more than happy just to go toe-to-toe with Fritz from the back of the court in this set.
Yeah, I mean, how's that shot tolerance from Lloyd Harris, and a little smile over to his coach to say, okay, maybe I'm not feeling all that bad, 24 shots. I'm just looking at his coach, and he's cracking up right now. He's like, come on, man, I thought you were hurt. You're staying out there and doing well.
They seem to have a pretty nice relationship,
Yes.
don't they, those two?
40-13.
Just wide with the forehand, so Fritz survives.
Fritz leads 4 games to 2, fourth set.
Just ticked over the 3-hour mark for this one.
Love, 15.
I'm not sure the fan is necessarily required at the moment. Bit of a breeze as well going around Armstrong. That's huge.
15 all. Fifteen, 13.
I'm sure his coach will be pretty proud of the way that he's just dug in today and fought out there Lloyd Harris. It's been a constant battle really from the start of that second set with various niggles. Would have been pretty easy for him just to throw the towel in, but anything but from the South African today.
Yeah, because also as a competitor, you never know. You never know what's really going on the other side as well. If, you know, if your opponent is feeling any fatigue or any sort of discomfort as well. But as you mentioned, Lloyd Harris has been an absolute fighter out here.
Let first serve.
That's a lovely little change-up from Taylor Fritz. You haven't seen too much of that. Getting the big man on the run.
30-14.
Eaten that second serve alive in this set. Just 1 for 11 behind it. And a break point to give him the opportunity to serve this match out. And that is big-time tennis from Taylor Fritz. Some huge ball striking there.
Fritz leads 5.
And in a couple of moments' time, he will serve for a place in round 3. Has the double break and leads 5-2. So another big man lies in wait. 6'6" is Jerome. 1m98.
What an athletic move from there. Taylor Fritz getting up on that overhead.
30.
That was one of the first times we saw Lloyd Harris use the short slice to bring Taylor Fritz in. But Taylor handled it extremely well.
So 2 match points. This is excellent from Lloyd Harris.
Lloyd Harris.
Anywhere.
He says not quite yet. Lloyd Harris says, I don't want to go home quite yet. Big forehand there, cross. Easy approach for him.
Oh, this is brilliant from Lloyd Harris. Still showing so much fight.
No advantage, Harris.
Yeah, I mean, these guys at the top level of the game are not going to give you anything. Taylor Fritz thought Lloyd Harris was going to go away easy. That was not going to happen. What a fight from Lloyd Harris right now.
So he saved 2 match points. Now has a break point. Very quickly erased. That's good defending from Fritz.
Advantage, Fritz.
Making him work so hard to close this match out. He does now have a 3rd match point. Not yet.
Lloyd Harris trying to get the crowd behind him right now.
Deuce.
I feel like some of these points this game have been more physical than any points in the 4 sets so far. Lloyd Harris doesn't want to quite go yet.
Probably the longest service game that Taylor Fritz has had today. 7.5 minutes and counting. Yeah, well done. Never easy, especially when it's a little windy out there, taking that ball out of the sky.
Advantage, Fritz.
Oh, just gets better and better from Lloyd Harris.
Yeah, it's almost like the game is slowing down for him right now. He's starting to just find those winners. We've seen a few forehand winners down the line throughout the course of this match, but no bigger one than this right now to stay in the match.
He struggled to convert his break points earlier on in this match, Taylor Fritz. He's now struggling to put away these match points. 4 have come and gone.
Advantage, Harris.
Both of these guys just wearing each other out right now in this game.
Michael Russell even had a little bit of a grin on his face. Taylor just looked at him and said, "What am I doing?"
Oh, this is just good tennis from both.
It's wide. And Lloyd Harris gets one of the 2 breaks back. Taylor Fritz has 4 match points, but is unable to get over the finishing line here.
Yeah, and this is what tennis is all about right here, when you can enjoy it and enjoy this crowd on Louis Armstrong. See a few of the fans standing up. Amazing tennis from both.
So what a fight from the South African here. Now can he just hold serve, which hasn't been particularly straightforward for him over the 3 hours and 21 minutes that we've been out here.
Out. 15 love.
What happened there? So Lloyd Harris has just saved 4 match points in that previous Taylor Fritz service game. So back to just a single break behind. You never know. To that drop shot more and more as Fritz.
Yeah, you never know. And Lloyd Harris has just found a little extra gear here in these last couple games. Looked like he was down and out physically. But now, once he's enjoying this moment, he's starting to move quicker, smiling and really enjoying it.
So he does come through his service game, and for the second time Taylor Fritz will try and serve this match out. So things have all of a sudden just got a little more interesting out here on Armstrong. It looked as though Taylor Fritz was absolutely cruising towards the 3rd round. But having squandered 4 match points in his previous service game, he steps to the line to try and get over the line right now. And that is just the start that he was after. 135 miles an hour, his fastest serve of the entire match.
Yeah, that takes it to 15 aces in this match.
Yeah. Great move forward, great volley as well.
Yeah, and throughout that last changeover, we saw Lloyd Harris's coach standing up the entire changeover, kind of as if to tell Lloyd Harris, hey, Taylor might be feeling it physically, so give everything you have this game. Two aces from T. Fritz down the tee.
Yeah, I'll be frustrated with that. Massive pressure release, just missing that forehand. Match point number 5. Seals it with another ace. 3 in the game. And last year's runner-up here at the US Open, Taylor Fritz, is into the 3rd round in 2025. That was a great battle, and tip of the hat to Lloyd Harris, who was struggling with injury for the last 2.5 hours or so of that match, but he kept on fighting, and Fritz really had to work hard for that one in the end. He will take on